He's back. Did you miss us? Because one, we're back after streaming for 5 hours from about 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock ish. We, for the trade deadline, got a little bit of a break in us. And then as I sat down, I was like, Kevin, I'm going to, get something to eat, I'm with the family. Oriole said, hold up. You thought the drama was over for the day. Here is Jackson Holliday, the top prospect in baseball, coming back to Baltimore. Would you say, Kevin, the Baltimore Orioles got better today?
They certainly did. You know what? For all the talk about Connor Norby, and obviously he's going to be missed in Baltimore, but when you can just kind of go and replace him with one of the best, if not the best prospects in baseball, it's a pretty good thing that you can do. And I know that once Norby ended up getting traded, that was the conversation of like, well, they have to be making room for Jackson in some way, shape, or form. We got the news tonight, and of course, we wanted to go live here while the game is going on. So appreciate everybody who is tuning in. Maybe you're watching the game and the live stream. Really appreciate that. This is Kevin and Zach React, the live reaction, post-game reaction show of Ryan Ripken Media. So I know we already have 100 people watching on the Ryan Ripken channel, which is absolutely incredible. We are on another channel, though. We're moving over to a different channel. We're in the process of moving. We got our boxes. We got our U-Haul. We're moving on over there. So
yeah, we've already taken a few boxes over. It's like that in between where like some of the stuff's over there and you start having conversations where you're like, well, wait, did we take that over yet or is it still here? That's the process we're in right now.
Exactly. So if you're watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, eventually we are going to stop streaming on there and only do it on the new channel. So be sure to subscribe over on the Kevin and Zach React channel. Already almost 650 subscribers for having this up for what, Zach? 3 days now? 603 subs. That is incredible. So we react to obviously the post game for Baltimore sports, Orioles and Ravens, but then also news like this where we can have liberty to just kind of go live, talk about it, instant reaction. And part of the reason we have a new channel here is to clean up the Ryan Ripken Show channel, make that more Ryan Ripken Show focused. And then we're able to go live over here for all this big news like Jackson. So, Zach, this isn't necessarily a shocking development, but it still is a really piece of big, awesome news here. Like innovation. That was innovative. I like that. Wow.
I thought of it by myself. What a day, Kevin. I mean, let's not even talk. I mean, like trades aside, when you call up the number one prospect in baseball, it's a big day. It's a big day. The Orioles got better today. I'm psyched now. Like, have we ever seen a team as back as the Baltimore Orioles, Kevin? Has there ever been a team in history as back as the Baltimore Orioles?
Man, I mean, I know there was a lot of conversation about the trade deadline today, and it's crazy. We went trade deadline stream right into a game, and then right into this Jackson Holliday news, and then we're going to go right into the post game. So we're going to have a separate stream for the post game, by the way. So once the game ends, we'll end this stream. We'll start up a new live just so this can stand alone as its own video. But man, I mean, again, I know the vibes were kind of off about 2 p.m. when they traded Norby and Stowers away for Trevor Rogers. And we can talk about that deal, but we're going to focus more on Jackson this stream.
Yeah, we've talked enough about those deals, so we're going to just kind of highlight them for a second. We won't get too deep.
But I think, again, though, it's like Norby was never going to play over Jackson. Like, this was always Jackson's spot. And while we can talk about the value of the Rogers deal, and again, we'll do that a little later, I think now, look, there's no way he gets sent down again. I think he's here for good.
Yeah, no, this is it.
If you send him down again, we have other issues. But look, I think the plan here, and obviously when they called him up, it didn't go exactly as planned, but he gets sent back down. He struggled a little bit when he first got back down, but found his momentum. Then he got injured, and I believe he's only played in 2 games defensively since his injury, Zach, so still getting in the groove. But this is what everybody was hoping for, that at some point during the year, Jackson was going to get the call to contribute to the major league club. And I wonder what that timeline would have been, that alternate universe where he never got called up in the first place. And we're kind of sitting here now and wondering what it would look like. But he got the experience. He failed. He went back down. He failed some more. he got back on track, and now he's back up. And obviously, he's found himself a little more since getting sent down, which I think is a really big thing for him.
Yeah, the confidence is back. I think he's tweaked things in his swing that obviously are going to help him. But the biggest thing is I think he just got experience the first time. He understood how to fail, like you just kind of said, for the first time in his career. So I think it was invaluable what he got out of that first time, even if the stats were horrendous. Let's just call it what it is. They were horrible. I think he's back, and I think he is better this time. Oh, he swung there. I think he's better off this time, and I'm excited to see him get starts every single day, because if you call him up, you have to start him every single day at second base.
Yeah, and we had that conversation in like March. Like if he's gonna be up, you got to play him. And now there's nobody else who you can say. Now, here's the thing. It's we don't know the timeline. We do not know the timeline on Mateo. We don't know when he's going to be back. This is Jackson's job. But here's the thing. It still should be once Mateo comes back. And that's the question of, like, does Mateo become your super utility infielder? What does that mean for Ramon Urias? And kind of how does that all work? Because I think really the pecking order should be Jackson, Mateo, and Urias when everything is going right for all of those guys. But it certainly feels like at this point, Jackson is going to get everyday at bats, everyday reps. And that's just what we talked about this with the outfielders, right? And yeah, I know. Zach was doing the ultimate celebration right there.
And just so we, yes, Jorge Mateo just went to the 60-day IL.
Yeah. Okay. So
his season's over.
Yeah. All right. I didn't even realize that. So thank you for the clarification, everybody. But yeah, this is Jackson's spot now, and now we get the infield that was promised in Mountie, Holliday, Gunnar, and Westberg. That's the one we were projecting. That's the big boy infield, and I'm excited to see it with Jackson having the experience he has now.
Yeah, and it feels like I'm interested to see what happens between Pache and who did we just get from the Reds today?
Oh, I'm forgetting his name.
Stowers. I mean, like I could still look it up.
And a Reds outfielder.
Yeah, and the Reds outfielder, Slater. Thank you, Slater. So I think I'm interested to see which one of them is gone, because like they can't. I don't even know if either of them are going to be on the team. Honestly,
the Orioles have what, 7 outfielders right now?
Yeah, like it's
too many.
That is way too many. Way too many. Jerry, yes, Jackson Holliday has been called up.
Just reported about 20 or so minutes ago. So of course we had to hop on live. Whew. Man, what a day. What a day. So let's kind of dive into what has happened for Jackson this season. Obviously started down in AAA and was just raking. First of all, spring training, he showed enough, a lot of people thought, but didn't end up making the major league club, and then ended up getting called up just a couple weeks after final rosters were set. Went 2 for 34 in his major league action, so a .059 average there. Had 18 strikeouts in his 34 at bats as well. Then again, went down to AAA, struggled a little bit after getting sent back down. Found his groove after that, and then got injured and was largely DHing, and just got back defensively. I think again has played in 2 games. So we are going to see what has happened. And this is coming from, the reports are coming from multiple people. So I know Masson hasn't said anything yet. It doesn't look like. But
also, Austin Slater does not have any options. I assume he would just. I'm kind of confused on that one, if I'm being real. We'll see what happens there. Maybe just a DFA.
Yeah, I mean, you can't keep 7 outfielders. I mean, that's
but didn't they individually trade for Slater, or was he a part of someone else coming?
No, it was Slater and Soto, Livan Soto for cash.
Yeah, maybe they just.
So I mean, maybe they feel like they wanted to get him and they can sneak him back down to Norfolk on a DFA, and no one else will take him.
Yeah, interesting.
That might be.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
Well, this is Kevin and Zach
man.
React, but that doesn't mean that other parts of the team, guys of the crew, do not hop on. So of course we have the esteemed Rocco DeSangro, the Cole Irvin Whisperer. How you doing?
Don't call me that. Something happened, guys? Something?
No, we just wanted to go live again. We figured,
figured. I just got back from dinner, so haven't been on my phone or anything. I have no clue what happened. If any big prospects got called up, or what that entails.
They reacquired Levon Soto for cash earlier today.
That's what I heard. The big news is
going live again for it.
What a deadline day! What a deadline day! Not only do the O's make moves, this happens. It's crazy, man. I'm not I can't wrap my head around what just happened today in Birdland. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. There were questions that the Orioles got better today, especially after the trade deadline. Now, I mean, it's hard to say they didn't, especially if you factor in Jackson Holliday coming up. I mean, this team got better today, and that's why.
And I think that's what Mike Elias, the thought process was heading into this. And, we kind of shook our head at the Norby trade. It felt like the Orioles could have gotten more for him, specifically in a package. But when you look at, Jackson Holliday it was inevitable he was going to get called up again, but it wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when it was going to happen. Happens today. Norby's blocked. I mean, you can't play him at third if Westberg starts there. You can't play him at short. You can't play him at second. And then you have the outfield with Santander hitting the cover off the baseball right now, 31 home runs. And then, Cowser, you're putting him in the leadoff spot. It's tough for him. But hopefully he goes and succeeds and has a great career in Miami. But this is it's the business. And the Orioles believe in Jackson Holliday, as they should, because he's their former number 1 overall draft pick, and he's their number 1 prospect. So let's see what happens in Jackson Holliday's second stint in the bigs. I'm hopeful that he can come up and he could be the Jackson Holliday we saw in the minor leagues when he first began, when he was like that upward trajectory. The biggest thing for him, guys, and we've talked about it, is failure. He got to fail. He came up here and failed. He's really never experienced that at any level of baseball. He's probably always been the best player in his class or the best player on his team at every single level he's played at. When he got to the bigs, it just wasn't the case. So now you get to see a Jackson Holliday that came down, got to be a little more seasoned, add more seasoning to the pot. You come up, we see what he's capable of. And I'm hoping it is a long tenure here in Baltimore and one where he doesn't ever have to get sent back down again.
Yeah, absolutely. We were just talking about that. Kevin, you good?
Oh no, it's a good point. I mean, I think, and I kind of said it at the beginning of the show, Rocco, but this was never Norby's spot. Norby was always going to be blocked, and I know that he now has the outfield versatility, and he could have been, but Norby deserves a chance to start somewhere, as did Stowers. And while again we can talk about the return, we can talk about the package and everything, this was always Jackson's spot. And when Jackson came up, Norby was going to be relegated to a bench role. And he's too talented. It's great. It's a great problem to have if you're the Orioles. But again, it's like Norby probably wouldn't want to be in that role. He doesn't deserve to be in that role. So they moved off the 2 guys that, again, we're not going to see playing time when everybody was healthy and producing. Again, we can talk about the package at a little bit later time. But, man, now the only remaining guy in AAA is Coby Mayo.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. That's
everybody else is gone.
Wow.
Someone make the Fresh Prince.
The Will Smith.
If Fat O's fan is in here, or someone that's good at Photoshop, just Photoshop Coby Mayo's head on Will Smith's body when he's standing in the mansion and it's just completely empty in that living room. There's nothing. That is Coby Mayo right now in AAA.
Yeah, because I remember they started with Heston and Kyle and Connor and Jackson and all these guys,
Crazy,
and
man.
now
That's a
it's
good point, Kev.
only Coby is there now.
Great point, Kev. And who was it? Rob. Sorry, I like to bring this up. I don't consider Jackson Holliday a failure for what happened, Rob. You're right. Hiccup is probably the better word. But if you're Jackson Holliday, you probably view your first tenure in the bigs as a failure, because it's maybe that's not the right word. You're right. But I don't mean it in Jackson Holliday as a failure at all. He got up to the bigs and, didn't produce the results that were expected of him at that point in time, or that he expected. So he goes back down, and hopefully this is the Jackson Holliday that we saw for years and years, and the one that is capable of helping this team potentially win a World Series down the line.
Well, failure is not permanent either. I mean,
Yes.
Obviously that you turn that around. Again, based off of Jackson's success that he's had at every single level prior to this. I mean, he wasn't used to struggling the way that he did. And so going back down and even just being up and experiencing struggle, I think was good for his long term, just like, hey, this is what it's like. And now that he has that experience coming back up, having to find himself again in AAA and going through that, I think was an overall positive experience. So we will see.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making a meme. I'm not going to lie.
What are you doing, Zach?
I'm making the meme of what Rocco's talking about.
It's like Coby Mayo looking around to see who's in AAA with them right now. It's like,
no, I'm doing
what in the world, man?
I'm doing the regular show one where it's.
God, yeah. Toronto was just in shambles, man.
Is this Kevin and Zach Reacts, or is this the Ryan Ripken show?
No,
I wasn't sure.
This is Kevin and Zach Reacts. And
I'm sorry to sabotage you guys.
No. Hey, anybody can hop on. But hey, you know what? Speaking of Kevin and Zach Reacts, we have right now on the Ryan Ripken Show channel almost 150 people watching. So appreciate everybody who is tuning in over there. This is Kevin and Zach React, and we are moving to a new channel. We already have the channel up. So we are eventually going to only stream there. We're cross-streaming now, just in the initial weeks to spread the word and get the word out to everybody. But the link right here to the channel, if you would subscribe, move over there to watch this. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs to get memberships up, get monetized. That's our first goal, so we can bring you more content over there. But again, the Ryan Ripken Media Empire here. We got the Ryan Ripken Show. And then obviously the branch off is Kevin and Zach React, where we do live post-game reactions, which we will be doing after this Orioles-Blue Jays game. Reaction to big news like this. We'll have call-ins. We'll have live watch-alongs. We have a lot planned here for you, but that will be all over on the new channel. So for those who are watching on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, really appreciate you. But if you could, throw a subscription and watch over on the Kevin and Zach React channel, we would appreciate that, because soon enough, about 2 weeks or so, we're no longer going to be cross-streaming, and you only can find this on the Kevin and Zach React channel. So there we go. Call to action. Let's go.
Good shit. Good shit. That was massive. Proud of you, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, see, we got some bases loaded for the Orioles. Ryan Mountcastle. Oh, they've left. All right, never mind. Not anymore.
I don't want to say anything when it was happening, because knowing me, I'd jinx it. So I just kept my mouth shut and kind of let everything play out.
Yeah. Well, this is exciting. I mean, what are your expectations for Jackson? I mean, obviously, we're not going to come out here and expect him to be a 400 hitter or anything. I mean, look, it'd be great. I would love it. But do you expect him to work his way into a groove? Do you expect him to struggle initially again? Do you expect it to be more up and down? How do you kind of think his start goes here?
Kevin, I kind of want to do a bold take here. I don't think he's going to go 1-1, 23.
I would
so
hope not.
I'm going to put that out there. I think he does better.
Great analysis, Zach.
Yeah, I mean,
you're thinking 2 for 23?
Yeah. I think he's going to come up, but I'm not going to say he's going to come up and hit 300 immediately. He's going to go out there, become the star second baseman, the guy that saves the season, gets the offense going again, although I would say offense is doing very well recently. I don't think he's going to come up and light the world on fire. I think he's going to come up and you're going to see him go through some struggles. But I think you're going to see more of those 1 for 3 in a walk, 2 for 4 games. Like you're going to start seeing the glimpses more and more. And I think this is a great time to do it because by the time playoffs come, you're going to want him to be your starting second baseman, I would assume. And he would then have 2 extra months on top of those 2-3 weeks earlier this year. So he would have had his feet under him in the majors. He's comfortable out there. I think it's one of those things where this is one of those best case scenario situations for Jackson, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. Rocco, what about you? What do you think?
No, I think we're going to see a much more patient Jackson Holliday at the plate. One that is looking to draw more walks instead of, it almost felt like when he was swinging, it looked like he was trying to kill everything. Like he was swinging out of his shoes. And I didn't like that from him when he first got up here because you want Jackson Holliday not to kill the ball. That'll come. He's got the power, but you want him to hit to get on base. And the Orioles are going to need that. And he's probably going to be a bottom of the lineup guy for the time being in that 8 or 9 spot, like he was for his tenure the first time around. And in that spot, with the top of the order coming up, they're gonna need you to get on base. They're gonna need you to draw some walks and be more patient. And hopefully this time around as well, he's not getting squeezed to the plate because he was getting squeezed tremendously. He didn't help himself out a lot, swinging at some bad pitches and watching like some pitches right down the pipe go by. But he was getting squeezed, and we saw it. And it's like his strike zone was at times like this. People are questioning like what is going on here. So I would just love to see him be patient, love to see him take that approach, and love to see him be the Jackson Holliday that we all know he can be. Like Zach said, I don't expect him to go 1 for 29. But are there going to be some struggles when he comes back up? Probably. Yeah. But in those struggles, I want to see the Orioles ride with him and keep him in the lineup, regardless of who's pitching or who's doing this or that. See what this kid's capable of, and hopefully it's much better than the first time around because we talk about that hiccup. He's capable of so much more, obviously. He's the number 1 prospect for a reason.
Yeah, this is off topic, but Jazz Chisholm just hit 2 more home runs tonight, including a 3-run shot to take the lead.
I saw that.
Nuts.
I saw that. That's crazy.
He's been on fire, man.
Yeah.
He's been on fire.
Also, going back to Jackson, I think, again, he was just pressing. And for a guy, he had so much pressure on him. He was getting talked about, like, is he better than Gunnar? Is he better than Adley? Like, there were those conversations about, like, being better players. Like, it was this fanfare for the entire time he was up. And then when he started to, it was apparent that he was struggling and not being able to work through stuff. That conversation just became louder of like, oh, is this guy a bust? What do they do? And all of that conversation obviously was like not rooted in anything. Like there shouldn't have been those conversations, but there was always a camera in his face, always someone following him, always a storyline. And sometimes players have to adjust to that too. And then that gets in your head. And as you don't like keep producing, all that noise gets louder. And some players like have to learn to deal with that type of stuff. And it's important to have those experiences. So obviously it didn't go well for Jackson up the first time, but I think having the struggles that he did, will be able to figure out just, all right, that's what it took. Now I'm here to do it again. And that's what it is. But now, guys, an interesting conversation too, is in terms of expectations. If the Orioles didn't find this player named Colton Cowser, leadoff Colton Cowser, there would have been conversations about, well, are you going to slot Jackson in there? Is because I think long-term, everybody wants Jackson to be the leadoff guy. He has the profile and he can be that player for them. Yeah. But for now, I mean, I think we're still seeing, and you mentioned it, Rocco, being just a steady force at the bottom of that lineup. That's what I think we want to see out of him, because especially if you put Colton in there the way he's been hitting, if you can get a guy on base for him in that turn of the lineup in the middle of the game, it can get you an extra run or two, and that's really important too.
Hold on. I had just like Fados fan in Discord just tagged me in something. It was a complete wrong meme. because we talked about the Will Smith meme of him standing in the living room, and he just has Coby Mayo's face photoshopped on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. So like, just like you can't really see it, but fantastic stuff from Fat O's fan. But completely wrong meme. Yeah, I can't even show it on here. It's like the reflection.
That's a good one, Zach.
You get it. It's Coby Mayo's face on that picture. Hilarious. Yeah. So unreal. That's great, Zach.
Thank you. I know.
Yeah. Yeah. People talk about Jackson's defense too. You want to see him polished at second base. You do, because it's almost like the nerves took over, and he's never going to admit there's nerves because he comes from a baseball family. He's been playing this game his entire life, but it's hard to imagine that with any baseball player that there's not some nerves there or jitters or just like stuff that you start playing the mental game and you start overthinking things. And that's what I think we saw a lot of. So the time spent down in AAA, regardless of, him, he suffers that elbow injury and he's forced to be the designated hitter for a bit. And now they're working him gradually back into that lineup at second base as well. You hope that he is as polished second base as well, more polished than he was the first time around too. Anybody?
No, I was honestly waiting to see if Kevin was
I know. I was gonna wait to see if Zach was gonna say. I was like, who's gonna blink first?
Yeah. Stand there and look at me.
So I know you just kind of talked about it. So do you slot him in probably ninth again tomorrow?
Yes,
I would.
I would assume that he'd probably be like in the 8 or 9 hole. You're not gonna throw a guy that's just coming up. But listen, I could be wrong. Things could be crazy, but you're not gonna put him at leadoff because Kowser's there or that first half of the lineup. So, I mean, 7, 8, or 9 is realistic for Jackson Holliday coming back up, and I really think they're gonna slot him in at 9.
Yeah,
it is. We made it. We made it, baby.
All we need is Zach Bollinger as the hitting coach.
No, nobody needs that.
There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Batteries leadoff. Let's go.
Yeah. British Raven says, I'd like to see him up there, honestly. I think in due time, like Zach, you talked about, like, I think as he, gets his feet more wet than they are, and he gets really settled up in the bigs again, that second stint, you'll see him potentially rising to the top of the lineup. I don't think that's out of the question at all.
No. I think it's just a matter of like they have something up there with Colton right now, and you don't want to ruin that. So you ride the hot hand. Yep, ride the momentum, and that's how it goes. I know. Again, appreciate everybody for tuning in during a game. I know if you're double screening, double streaming. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in to Kevin and Zach React. We got a little breaking news. We had a lot of breaking news today, for being honest.
I was going to say, that's
crazy, man.
But this is the biggest breaking news of the day, for being honest. I mean, I know the Norby trade and the Stowers trade was huge, but this signals, again, like a shift in the long-term plans of the Orioles. So, of course, we had to go live and talk about it. Again, I'll put the link to the Kevin and Zach React channel. Still have 130 people watching over on the Ryan Ripken Show channel, so appreciate everybody who's over there. But for those who might have missed it, moving over to the new channel. So be sure to click on that link in the chat, subscribe over there, and tune in over there as well, because we'll be cross-streaming for the first couple of weeks. But after that, we're only going to be on the Kevin and Zach React channel, so be sure you already are subs so you don't miss out on any other streams.
I don't like the word cross-stream, Kevin. It just reminds me of something.
Well,
it's like
I didn't tell you.
You never. I thought the goal was to never cross streams, but
Have you ever cross streamed?
No, never cross streams in my life.
Well, we're doing it right now. You're cross streaming right now, so there you go.
Kevin, you and Zach are crossing streams. I'm not participating in the stream crossing.
Okay, Rocco. Okay, simmer down. Simmer
down. Sorry, guys. Oh man. See you, Rob.
Peace out, Rob.
Unreal.
What's this?
Are you guys also going to do the post-game stream tonight too?
Yes.
Yep.
Psychopaths.
So 6-2 is the Orioles head to the bottom of the 8th. So once the
with
game,
a nice perfect inning, man.
yeah, once the game ends, we'll be going live on a separate stream just so this can stand alone.
I'll be right back. I gotta go re-up on a certain thing. Yes, I'll be.
Is that
you're gonna cross stream?
Modelo sodas you're drinking over there?
He just flashed it. He just flashed it on the screen. Man,
I'm drinking it. I'm drinking adult apple juice. Zach's drinking.
I got my water.
Yeah,
My
there
water.
you go.
Deer Park water.
Just got Deer Park water.
Geez, man, I know it feels like we just got done, like just being on camera for 5 hours, and then look, they're making all their moves in one night, and I'm sure they're not done. They're probably going to have more coming down the pipeline here. But do you think? I mean, with the Norby, I know everybody's saying, why doesn't Mayo have a shot over Jackson right now? I mean, Jackson's a 1-for-1 replacement for Norby. That's what it is. Obviously, if you want to talk about Arias and like what that roster spot looks like, we can. But when they traded Norby, it was very apparent that like Jackson was coming up sooner rather than later. I know they brought back up Trevor as well. But yeah, it's exciting because I think this is what everybody's been hoping for. So
You Fatos fan?
No, that was so long.
I don't think he said that, Fatos fan.
No, I did not.
I don't think he said that. I don't think those are the words at all.
That is illegal, first of all. But
I mean, at certain states it's not. But,
I said that
I don't think Kevin's going to do that.
Going to do a Ryan Ripken show meetup event where if you pay $500 per person, you will personally be able to throw me in the harbor.
The word was toss him in the harbor. But yeah, that's poor wording too. So,
there was that and James B's comment I think got mixed up.
Oh my god, that guy was on one today. That guy was hilarious. Yeah. At first, he was just saying like whatever, and people were getting pissed off. And then towards the end, I was just like laughing my ass off at what he was saying. I was like, this guy's a nut.
Yeah. So crazy, man. Ninth, if you include Jackson and Cole Irvin and Blake Hunt. 21 total names moved today for the Orioles. 21 total names, which is unreal. That means going to the Orioles in trades, leaving the Orioles in trades, DFAs, call-ups. Actually, no, 21 if you include Vavra, but I guess, so 22 if you include Vavra. So, geez, that is going on. And, so again, since we are cross-streaming, if you are in one particular chat, you can only see that particular chat. We can actually see both because we're in the StreamYard. So again, once we actually only do the Kevin and Zach React channel, that'll be the one chat for everybody. But since we're cross-streaming to get the word out about the new channel, there are 2 different chats. So we can actually kind of tell who is in the Ryan Rickman Show chat versus the other chat. Like Cube is in the Kevin and Zach React chat because he doesn't have his membership, but Aviator is in the Ryan Rickman Show chat because he does have his membership. And am I serious, Aviator? Yes, I am serious. Price point still to be determined. I threw out 500 as a soft one, but certainly
500 is a lot of money.
I know. But look, man, personally being able to throw me in the harbor, it's a pretty big honor.
That's 1,000% serious. If someone if someone dropped that in here.
No, that I wanted to be like but again, so you like, but it would have to be because like if we're talking that type of money, YouTube takes like 60% of the money. So
that's
gotta get like a cash app going or something.
But that's a serious just like I don't even want to call it a promotion. It's just like
I don't know what it's see the miserable thing though, and what would probably up the money is if we had to do it in the winter because I hate the cold.
We should just start at 100 each for each person. 500 is a lot of money, but like if you got like 5 people to toss you in the harbor for $100, or like
okay, but that's me getting tossed in the harbor 5 times. 10 people
for $50. Yeah, but it would be worth it, Kevin. You'd be selling your body for money. It's not legal, but it is what it is.
I'm not doing that. I'm selling an experience.
Yeah,
so
you're crazy, dude. Oh man,
Yeah.
wild
So
stuff.
so
Wild
that's
stuff.
that's what we're gonna
Where's
have to
Miss?
do.
Where's Mr. Ripken on a night like this? Just ditch everyone.
He said he just got home, so I don't know. I don't know what the plan is over there, but again, yes, and I'll keep. Look, I know we're doing very repetitive call to action here on the Kevin and Zach React new channel. Again, I know a lot of people have already subscribed over there, but we'd really appreciate it to get over to 1,000 over on the Kevin and Zach React channel. We also do the Ryan Ripken Show Mondays and Thursdays. Just had a 5-hour trade extravaganza, by the way, where Brad Brock came on and joined us, courtesy of Gary Williams Stole My Lawn Furniture, which was a great collab, and we reacted to everything going on over there. But here on this channel, again, get prepared for the live call-ins because we are going to start doing that rather soon. And I see Laura with the Discord. Let me get that real quick. I'll do that. If you want to join the Discord, we have live Orioles games watch-alongs in there. Baseball chat, football chat. We have over 220 members in there right now, I believe, which is it's been an incredible community to watch grow. So I'll get the right link. We had a debacle a couple months ago, courtesy of me. But here's the right link to the Discord if you want to join that. And yeah, Nick giving us the Orioles update. Ramon Arias, 3 for 4 right now.
3 for 4 with a homer and 2 RBIs.
Legacy.
So,
legacy game.
We
appreciate you. We appreciate you, Laura.
The slander.
I know.
Yeah, we do appreciate you, Laura. Thank you.
So again, hopefully the Orioles can pull this one out. Obviously, it's not over till it's over. But yeah, just 668 on Kevin and Zach React. Had a great turnout. Almost 13,000 people on the Ryan Ripken Show watched the trade deadline stream, our biggest turnout ever, and it was incredible. I mean, we all reacted. We felt joy, we felt pain, we felt every single emotion that you could imagine during that trade deadline stream. But overall, Rocco, I'd call it a pretty successful day for the Orioles. I know they didn't make any like major, massive skewball crochet splashes, but they did get better, and I think that's what counts.
Well, those guys weren't going anywhere, and they're
Flaherty was the one that got moved. That was it.
Exactly. Like the asking price for both of those guys had to be insane. Like that had to be for skewball. It was probably somewhere along, and I'm just making stuff up right now, but like Holliday, Mayo, and Basayo, and then some. I mean, we saw, and I know you don't want to compare different farm systems because of the prospect list and just like the top 5 in general, but sure, you saw the hauls that some of these teams got for a Tanner Scott, for other players that were dished at the deadline. I think the O's had the mindset of we don't want to overpay, and obviously they want to go all in when it comes to it. They obviously want to win a World Series, and they still have a really good shot to do so this season. But if you're going to give up the entire farm for somebody, it's got to be a move that pays off. So
yeah, and
with
like,
skewball, yeah. No, you're good.
I was just going to say where, like, you know, you look at a team like the Padres in Tanner Scott, and it's like if the Orioles gave up Heston, Basayo, like Povich, and one other lower level guy for half a year of Tanner Scott, like the fan base would be losing its mind right now. Mm-hmm. So like, and I think that the Norby Stowers trade, like I still like, I don't love the value, but the pitching market was expensive, and plus team control is expensive. And so the Orioles made a decision to roll through and say, yeah, you know what? We want to have more stability in the offseason when there's going to be uncertainty about Corbin Burns, uncertainty about Kyle Bradish, uncertainty about John Means, uncertainty about Tyler Wells. Like they went for team control guys, and they're banking on the pitching lab getting some of these guys back to consistently where they are. Although you look at Rodgers, and over his last 11 starts, he's been pretty good. Now it's just a matter of can he keep that production as opposed to what he's been over the past couple of seasons.
Kevin, if they can keep Corbin Burns in Baltimore, and depending on Kyle Bradish's timeline for next season, coming off, the Tommy John surgery, the season-ending elbow surgery, whatever you want. I mean, it's the same thing, whatever you want to call it. Sorry. Yeah, it's been a long day. And then you have Grayson Rodriguez, and then you have Zach Eflin, and then you have that's your top 4 right there, and then add whoever else. You're looking at one of the best rotations in all of baseball in 2025 with those guys healthy. But we still don't know what's going to happen with Burns. It should be the Orioles' top priority to get him back in Baltimore because, he's a bona fide ace. What he did tonight is just another example. 6 2/3, 2 earned, 7 Ks. He's been fantastic this year. He has been everything the Orioles have wanted in a guy like that who they brought over. And you know what? They had to give up some talented players for him, but they'd make that trade 10 times out of 10 times to get him back. And again, C-Money bringing this up, Felix Bautista, if that timeline is what we expect it to be, will be closing out games for the Orioles next year. And listen, you guys can say all you want about Craig Kimbrell. I agree there should be some nerves going into late game situations, and at times he has not given people a reason to be calm when they watch Orioles games. But they have that club option, okay? What if there's a situation or a scenario where you can keep Craig Kimbrell if you want, or if they feel like it's going to be beneficial as a potential setup guy? He's been in the high leverage situations before, and then you got to go through Felix. Okay? Craig Kimbrell is still capable of closing out games and saving games. Is it going to get hairy? Yes, absolutely. Sometimes it's not fun to watch, and sometimes you want to rip your hair out. And I'm still not confident right now, if you ask me, if we're talking Game 7 of the World Series, 1-run game with Craig Kimbrell on the mound. Now we could get to that position, and Craig Kimbrell could close it out. Who knows? But are you going to be sitting on pins and needles the whole time, just waiting and hoping, and you're like, what is going to happen here? You really don't know. Yeah. So all of these moves the O's made are not just for this season, they're for next season as well. And whether they win a World Series or not in 2024, I think the future is still super bright for this franchise.
And by the way, imagine that Corbin Burns deal happening at the deadline. What it would have taken for the Orioles to get Corbin Burns in this market with other teams competing. You're talking probably 2 of Coby, Mayo, Jackson Holliday, Samuel Pasayo, and then a bunch of other guys on top of that. Well, the Orioles got him for Joey Ortiz, DL Hall, and that competitive balance pick. So deal of a deal there, 100%. And we got the party hat.
Spirit Bomb made a great point. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you'd be nervous regardless, but you get what I'm saying. I think to a point, because that's fantastic. But yeah,
very. And here's what I'm saying. I know that people cooked me for my take about Sir Anthony Dominguez. I think he's your closer, and I've been consistent saying that, but I think he's your closer. If I trust anybody right now,
has 2 outs. So see if you can close this one out.
Let's see. And again, we'll be ending this stream and going live on another stream for the Kevin and Zach React post-game show, party hats and all. So once this game ends, look, we are love watching right now. We are love watching the Baltimore Orioles instead of hate watching the Yankees.
It's not as fun, Kevin. It's not as fun.
Yep, got him looking. That's game.
That's your closer.
98 on the corner.
That's your closer. That's your closer.
There you go.
Hey, baby.
Boom. All right. Well,
yeah, he had a great outing tonight. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Orioles call up Jackson Holliday. We talked a lot about that, expectations, what we want to see from him. We're going to get another stream going up here really in probably just a couple of minutes for the
Yeah, we'll
official
start the
Kevin and Zach
countdown in,
react.
We'll start the countdown. In
post-game.
5 minutes.
So again, if you want to tune into that, I'll put the link in this chat one more time. Be sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you back here in just a couple of minutes. So be sure, again, Ryan Ripken Show channel, Kevin and Zach React channel, like, subscribe. And we don't even really need to get to outro it. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes. So we'll get that up and running for you, and we'll see you soon. So peace out. Peace out, everybody. See you in a couple of minutes.
See ya.
Peace. Oh, I'm the one who has to end it. My